What are the 5 levels of awakening consciousness or soul levels as Kabbalah teach in the way that we can understand, so we can take advantage of this knowledge, know where we are, and know what to do in case of a challenge present in our lives, or even better, to have compassion for the people who are in different level. And if you are here, please give me a like to this video so more people can find my work and start to find their soul levels. Subscribe if you want to know more about this type of knowledge I share with you. Click the notification button so you will never miss the videos that are going to help you to transform even more. My name is Nancy and I am a mindset coach, and my passion is to help you to transform your life by destroying and releasing their problems in the seed level, in the metaphysical plane, so it won't happen or come back again. And I like to share about manifestation, law of attraction, healing in all levels, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and on the metaphysical level, past life, reincarnation, karma, correction, the soul's journey to the illumination or awakening of the consciousness, vibration, frequency, and all the dimensions you can connect to achieve that, if that's what you want. If not, just to get entertaining with me, have a little fun watching this video. I am always very happy to have you here. So one of the things why I started to study Kabbalah was the information I found in back when I was a teenager was not enough. I like to learn, I like to get the knowledge about everything, but everything I found was not really enough. I didn't really find anyone that was able to describe beyond the physical dimension of what other people call it, the 3D. In Kabbalah they call it the world of illusion. As well, the Mayan culture, they call this the world of illusion. So I wanted to know beyond that, and Kabbalah and some other wisdom was capable to teach all about that. Then I wanted to know more, and I wanted to know about vibration, about frequency, and then I wanted to know more, and I wanted to know, and I wanted to go beyond. Why? How come at the age of probably 7 years old, 8, I got my first book that talks about mind, the relationship with the body, emotions. How come when I was just a teenager, I start to find scriptures and books about mystics and prophets? Why? Because it says that everything you vibrate from a past life, you carry that from this lifetime. This is why I always encourage and I always give this annoying intro, like a past life vibration and all that, so we can start to move out from our comfort zone and know there is something beyond our 5 senses. This means whatever that the life itself start to give to you is very related from the level where you are. Now remember, this is not a channel to get knowledge and then to blame others or to point out to others or to sit down to others because they may be in a lower consciousness from where we are. Because one day we were there and probably nobody really make us feel bad. One day we will be in a higher place, and those who are in a higher level are not here trying to blame us because we are there. See them as a babies. They are just trying their best, and when it's their time, it will elevate their consciousness. So what are those levels? I'm going to start and then I'm going to compare levels The levels in Kabbalah are called Nefesh, which is the basic. I'm going to go through that later. Ruach is the second level. Neshama, then Hava or Shava, or something like that is called. Sorry for the pronunciation. I am not from Israel, so my pronunciation will not be the best. I'm trying my best so you can understand. And the last one is Yehida. Is that the only levels that exist? No, but those are the most, let's say, reachable levels for us as humans in this dimension, because remember, we're not here alone. We are under the laws of the entire universe, so we are under a lot of restriction, let's say it. What happened with the first level? Nefesh is the level that most living being has, include little animals. So if you take just a body and you don't add the soul to that body, it's just very similar than the body of some little animal. It's going to be thinking about their own needs and survival instinct. What makes us different from animals? Because I hear once somebody say, oh, we are the same than animals. The difference is we've been given consciousness to take decisions and to, according to this, have a free will, but animals just react in their nature. You can feel angry and try to hurt other person and even like get rid of them, but because we have consciousness, we know there is a higher laws that if we break those laws, something will happen to us and we will have to pay. So Nefesh is a level, is like a more survival, for the lack of better words, a little bit more primitive behavior. They're only takers, like give me, give me, give me. It's only about me. I only think it's me, the one who exists. I born, I grow up, I reproduce, and I die. It's basically covering their very basic levels. Nothing wrong with that. It's where majority of people unfortunately is right now. But as I say, once we were there, maybe many lifetimes back then. Then we have Ruach. And Ruach, people is more connected and they start to know they have emotions and take care of their emotions and not just seeing things in a very primitive way. And they usually give in order to get at least the most basic level they are just taking, so you know they are just taking. But these other people can, if in the negative side, can be using the give in order to take with that hidden agenda. So these people are more, they start to be more interested from like the lowest level. They want a little more. They start to ask for more. Then we have Neshama, that it is say in Kabbalah that that's one of the highest levels, but it's more about the intellectual side. And they start to recognize there's a divine part of humans, there's a divine part of us. I personally believe not so much, and I'm gonna go with the comparison of that, but let's stay just with that. And then we have Hava, which is the type of people who are really beyond the first three. They are not happy just with what they see. They know there is a higher connection, there is another dimension. They already start to ask the higher questions. Who am I? What is my mission in life? Why am I here? I want to know what is beyond of what my eyes see. And they go beyond. They usually are the people who already got total rid of their ego. They dominate their ego. Instead, the ego dominates them. They don't just follow their intellectual side, that is the neshama thing. They are more intellectual, emotional, and of course primitive. But this Hava is more about, I am guided from a higher level of consciousness beyond the intellectual side, because a majority of people right now who are in the intellectual side are very logical, and because they're very logical, they cannot see beyond their logical limitations, and they cannot create miracles. Miracles go beyond logic. And Yehida, which is like the very highest of the highest, and according to Kabbalah is, when like a super elevated people reach that level. So what's the comparison with like a spiritual side? The nefesh could be the basic level of people, the people who are, as I say, just trying to cover their basic needs. They don't really want to know more. They are not interested in emotions. They are not interested in a spiritual and intellectual side, and forget about it. A spiritual means of something beyond them. What is the Ruach? Ruach is people more emotional. They are connected to more emotions. They are more, start to care a little bit more about the others. Start to think a little bit outside from them. And the intellectual people, which is the similar to Neshama, from my point of view, is people who are, very smart. They want to know more, they want to study more, they have this high level college degree, but they still kind of not really so interested. Like majority of them are not interested. They may intellectually say, yeah, maybe like something else exists, like I'm pretty sure something created the universe, but they're not quite yet there. And with the next level is the people who already have many reincarnations. They overcome so many things. They went up and down in the cause and effect and polarity. They are really been through a lot of pain, a lot of joy, and that took them to know there is something beyond them and raise above their own primitive nature. And they want to be guided from the spirit and the soul, and from a higher consciousness than from a lower consciousness. Who are those people? Well, the explanation just say everything. And actually, if you want to find the best partner in life, you can just follow these levels. The basic level, which is Nehama, is people who are just interested in how the person looks outside. They just want to provide their basic needs of reproduction. And once they get bored about you, they will switch to somebody else. When you talk either with men or women, if that's their consciousness, they're in a very basic level. And if you're in that basic level, you two will be happy, because you two will be like, once I get bored, yeah, we can change. Then we have the next level, the people who are in the Ruach, or the people who are more in the emotions. They will be, oh yeah, let's get together. And once their emotions change, or like a challenge presents itself, oh no, we grew apart. Like it's very we part in separate ways. And if you are in that level, you will go well with somebody like that. I can go deep, and I cannot go so deep right now. I can go deep in other videos so you can know, because I'm already talking for 14 minutes and I was thinking this video for 8, but this so much information. I'm trying to collapse in like a very short video. It's kind of almost impossible, but this is a very basic. I'm skipping so many details for the lack of time. I have time, but sometimes people don't want to stay more than 10 minutes watching a video. So what's your goal? I know people who are beyond all the three first levels: body, emotions, and intellect, and they want a soul connection. This is why people, my soulmate, they want a soul connection. They go beyond that. They can raise above a challenge, body change, emotion change, and because they know the connection they can have beyond that, it's way higher and way regarding, like it's more, give you more happiness when you reach that level. Do I know this type of people? I absolutely know a lot of this type of people. The point is where you are. If you are in the basic level and you want somebody from one of the highest level, then you have to transform. Because I often hear, men and women, oh, I want this type of man, oh, I want this type of woman. We need to become first this type of person to attract something similar. So because we cannot ask these women from the higher world, if you are a guy from Nefesh, from the primitive level, and it's not a judgment, it's just, those type of women want somebody, a man of the divine masculine. So it's better for you if you are in the intellectual and emotional, looking for somebody who is in the same level, so you two can help each other, because you are helping each other. But if you have a desire for more, it's because your soul knows you can have more. But then we need to start to transform. I want to stop here. It's a super long topic. Don't hate me because I say that. I'm just sharing what I hear and what I study from my teachers and from wisdom that is being for 5,000 years. And now it's time for you to take some little investigation and start with the practice. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to click like to this video so more people can find the highest level of consciousness and transform. And as always, I wish you a day full of miracles. I will see you next time. Bye bye.